Good morning. It is morning. This is Mema. And thank you for kind words about my video. I was feeling very melancholy. And I thought, I just so much I want to say, and I just want to make it short and sweet. And I thought, well, I'll just play it to myself over and over to see if it would make me feel good about what I've done in my life. And not that it's important to anyone but me, but we all have our destinies and we all have our life. We may not be queens and kings and millionaires, but just to live. You know, I was watching a show the other day on Curiosity Channel. I don't know if you're aware of that channel. But they had a beautiful report about people who have lived before us. It was really put together very well. And it really had me thinking about beginning of life, the ending of life, the middle of the life, and that, 2,000 years ago, there are people living, and here we are in our little 75 years or 80 years or 50, whatever we are. And they've already done their life, and then we're doing ours. It's just, I don't want to think about the bigness of all of this. It just gets too deep for my simple little mind. So anyway, that was on heavily on my mind this morning. And have you ever, oh, by the way, good morning, everyone. Everyone. I'm just going to read comments, but they're so sweet that I had to cry. They were so sweet about everything. You always say the nicest things to me. Even when I'm down and blue, you do. You bring me up. You're like Top Gun. Remember that movie? Lift me up. Wait a minute. What is it? Was that? No, that was Bette Midler and Beaches or something. I can't remember. I don't know, but it was a good, feel-good kind of sad, just up and down, up and down. Hey, that's enough of that, Barbara. Yeah, got your coffee? Got my coffee this morning. This is the mug my sister got me with a little flower inside. Yep, get a little flower every time I drink coffee out of this mug. I'm going to have a sip with you. And of course, Connor had to say something too. Connor, you always get into the action. You're loud. You're scaring everybody this morning. It's too early in the morning. I went outside this morning. I thought, well, I'll do a video out in the garden, out in the courtyard here. Best laid plans didn't work out. So I get everything set up, which takes me a while to do it. Only because of the way I have to move things. And anyway, and I sit down and a mosquito started eating on me alive. And I thought, no, I don't think I'll make video doing this. So I thought I wouldn't. So I got everything back set up in here this morning. And I thought, well, I'll go ahead and talk to my friends this morning because it's another day. Don't have big plans today. I do need to make a small grocery list for my daughter, but I've been working on this. Look how big it is. It's going to be big. I thought it's big enough. It's going to, well, I've still got 3 skeins, I think. Maybe 3 skeins. I'm just going to keep making it bigger and bigger and bigger until I run out of yarn. I thought about just making, as large as it needs to be and then make a bonnet out of it or, a knit hat for winter or a scarf. And I thought, I don't know if Morgan wears scarves or if she even, I don't think I've ever seen her in a toboggan or, I know I have because it was cold outside. Of course, that little girl, anyway. Weather doesn't seem to bother her at all. Well, she can't call her a little girl anymore. She's all grown up. But anyway, so I thought, well, I'll work on this. Well, you know, as hard as I try to put a flower on everything I make, you know, use, like this is my, my flower, and I put my needles on it with my scissors because I can find them. See what that is? Just a flower, and I just put my stuff on there. It's just a little lazy person. Well, I can't see too good sometimes. I can't find anything. So this morning I thought, well, I'll work on this. Well, I can't find the hook that and I'm always so special about putting flowers and stuff on my hook so I can find them. But I guess this is so colorful that I don't see it. I just don't see my hook. Now, what do? I don't remember what size hook that was I was using. I didn't write it down, you know. And it wasn't my usual, pink impatience needle. You know, I had a big old patient on top of it. I crochet. But I just do not see that hook. Oh my. I guess I'm just going to have to find another hook out of my little bag here to match it up. Do you ever have those kind of problems? There's my little, in this cute little bag. Got all my little things in there. Well, half of my little things. I mean my hooks and my stuff, you know. And here's my little measuring thing. But anyway, I've got to find a hook that the size that I was using. So I guess what I'm going to do, I'm going to take one that is not decorated. This is a 6. And see if a 6, you know, as long as you should really know the size you're crocheting with. You know, I think this is going to be too big. Let's see. Let's see if that one will work. I think the hook, the loops. I think the loop's going to be too big. Anyway, if I use this one here, I'm going to have to crochet a flower to put on top of it. But if I use the same colors as I have in here, which is what I have available right now, that I could do, whip one up right now, a little flower. Or I could, well, I don't know. Anyway, you know, you've heard that when you're looking for something, you go, St. Anthony, St. Anthony, come down, come down. Something is lost and cannot be found. Help me. And when you say that, you're supposed to be able to find what you're looking for. You know, what's funny about the whole thing is, yeah, you'll find it eventually. It might be a month or two from now. But I mean, little girls swear by that. They do. They swear by that. St. Anthony, St. Anthony. It's so funny. I was doing that one time, and my mama's, I was little, I don't know, about 14, I guess. And Mama says, you know we're not Catholic. I said, well, it sounds good. Everybody's using it. Oh, what silly things we do sometimes. But even now, I'll still call on St. Anthony. I don't even say it's supposed. See, St. Anthony is supposed to be the saint of lost things, or lost. I don't know. The lost. I don't know if it means people or things. I don't know. Anyway, who is it? Sheila Buford, I think, told me that. She was going to the Catholic school, but when she got in junior high, she come to our school. I can't remember when that was, how old we were, but we probably were teenagers because I think their Catholic school goes up to, at that time, went up through 6th grade, maybe, and then anyway, I think she come over in junior high. But anyway, she was Catholic, and I always admired them because they always dressed so pretty. And I lived like, not too far from the Catholic church there. We only had one. Our town was so small, but I can remember seeing everybody get dressed up, but they all dressed alike. There wasn't any different. Everybody wore the same kind of skirt and top and everything. And I often thought that's a unique world. And so I used to check out books at the library and read about Catholics. Catholic schoolgirls, and I read books Catholic schoolgirls supposedly wrote, getting to know what it's all about, because I'm just nosy that way. If something was, curious to me, I'd go to the library and get a book. And if I couldn't get to the library, I'd ask my grandpa or my grandma, or I'd ask somebody. I remember one time next door to us was this guy on the highway there, and his name was Shorty, and he had a barber shop. And so men would go there and get their hair cut and, talk all kinds of stuff. And so I was sitting out on the front there in a side of a chair he had to the side of the shop. And I was sitting there watching people go by, just sitting, just watching. I mean, that was a good thing to do. I probably had a stick in my hand or something, and I was thinking and thinking. And he came out after one of the guys left, and he come out there, and he was standing there. He was a little short man, I remember, and he always smelled good, like cologne and stuff. But I guess that's the way barbers did back then. But so he sat there, and he said, "What you up to, Bob?" I said, "I'm just sitting here thinking and watching." And he says, "What you thinking about?" And I said, "I'm thinking when somebody goes down this highway, where they're going." He says, "Well, they're going into town if they're going that way." And I said, "Well, yes, I know that." I'm thinking to myself, I didn't say that to him, because you didn't talk back to your elders. And he said, "If you go that way, it's St. Louis. If you go that way, it's town and then Memphis." And I was thinking, and so I started making up stories. I'd be sitting there, and all of a sudden this car would come by and stop at my dad's station, or stop, there where we were for a Coke or something. I don't know, can't remember now. And I made up a story because there was a guy and a woman and a man and a kid. And they got out of their car, and their car was muddy, like they'd gone through mud where the mud was splashed up on their fenders. And I thought, oh, they've been through a rainstorm coming down from St. Louis. Oh, it must be lots of mountains. And I'm thinking all these things because I've never really seen a mountain at that time. I mean, we had an Indian mound and levee, but I thought that was as high as it get. I really didn't know that they were mountains. I mean, real mountains. I mean, the ones I saw in Arkansas, to me, were like the mountains, the highest mountains in the world. But anyway. So I'm making this story up. Well, the dad's named this, and the wife's name, like the dad was named like Tom, and the wife's name's Loretta, and the boy's name is Skipper. Skipper, because he was always skipping. When he got out of the vehicle, he skipped to the ice box where the pops were, You skip over there. So he was Skipper. And I watched them interact, which at that time I didn't know it was interacting. They were just doing their thing, They're looking for a bathroom is what they were looking for, really. And they come back out, and the woman keeps yelling at this little boy. And I was thinking, poor little boy. Poor little boy. His mom was just yelling at him all the time. That didn't sound like that would be fun at all. Live with a mama that yelled at you all the time. I mean, she was mean. Some things she said to that boy. to Skipper, and he just sort of ignored it. Me not thinking that he really ignoring. No matter how loud she got, he just went ahead and did his own little thing. I guess he was, I don't know, 8 maybe, something like that. Doesn't matter anyway. So after they left, I watched their vehicle pull away, and the bottom of the back of the car was real low. You know, I don't know why it was low. So I was curious about why that car was low. So I was telling Shorty, I said, I've been thinking, if people from St. Louis mamas yell at them, why don't they move and leave their mom and dad? And so he went on to explain to me that, you know, no matter where you live, there's different kind of people, and sometimes kids have to be yelled at. And I said, well, they were so mean to him, just so mean to him. And he said, don't judge a book by its cover. He says, you don't know the background on that. And I said, I don't care about the background. I just see what I see. And I said, by the way, how come the back of that car, that big old car, how come the back of it's almost touching the ground? And so he started to thought, okay, I'll get her from, you know, maybe he wanted me to go home. And he said to me, well, they're smugglers. They're smuggling gambling machines to Hot Springs through Memphis. And you know it's against the law. And I said, what's a gambling machine? You know, and he didn't even explain it to me. Of course, then I realized that Mr. Day's company, amusement company next door, was probably fencing them all the time, and I didn't even know it, because you're a kid. You don't think about that. And so every time I saw a car like that, it was a dark colored Oldsmobile, real long. Oldsmobile, I think, was the name on the back of it. And the lights were real funny looking, you know. So every time I saw a car like that, well, most of them were low in the back. I think they designed them that way, but I didn't know that. I said, oh, my goodness, they're smuggling another, what do you call those one-armed bandits? Oh, he called it something. Anyway, so every time I saw that car, I'd think of the state troopers following them down to Hot Springs. Of course, I didn't even know what Hot Springs was then. But anyway, you know, just, I know, I read something the other day. It says, you know, you're an old lady, and this is what you need to stop doing, is telling stories about when you were a kid. And I said, oh, yeah. So right now I'm stopping the story because I don't want to act old. But I would like to make sure that I get the right hook to do this. But I want to thank you for your kind words. And let's see. Oh, and I saw something on YouTube, and I guess you saw it. It said that, you know, like when your yarn starts doing this, you know, where you're pulling out of the center. And then you get to a point when you pull it out, it's all knotted and everything. You know what I'm talking about. And it said in this video that all you do is put this in a sock. You know, slip it in a sock like you would a foot in a sock. And it wouldn't get tangled on the inside. And I thought, well, I'll try that. So I took this black here that was getting pretty little, you know, and I put it in a sock. Well, you notice it's not in a sock anymore. But I put it in a sock, and I think it worked. Except you have to find a sock long enough. You know, my socks are anklets. So my sock didn't do that. Of course, I do have some of those socks you wear for your legs to keep them from, what do you call them? Support hose. Yeah, support hose. But I didn't want to have to deal with that. They may have to try that for especially these big flat ones like this. Because I didn't put any of these in balls, you know, make them with my ball winder. But anyway, that's where I am. And I'm going to try to find this hook. And I wanted to show you this cute pattern here. Oh, well, I've lost it too. It's so cute. Anyway, enough of that. Enough of that. And remember, today's another day. Enjoy your coffee. Oh, my goodness. And I'm going to sit here for a while and listen to Mailer music from the Berlin Orchestra. I like Mailer. You know, I don't even know Mailer's first name. But he has some beautiful music. And I saw a movie last night. It's called Louise on the Beach. I think it is. It was a cartoon, but it was beautiful. Beautiful. The music, the story, and it was just beautiful. Louise on the Beach. If you get a chance. And I hang with it. At the beginning, it might be a little slow, you know, knowing it's a cartoon night. But it left me questioning, of course. That's what I do. But anyway, you do you. I do me. We'll get through another day. Thank you for your compliments on my video. Thanks for all your kind words, every one of you. And I'm going to have fun trying to finish this up and listening to Mailer. Remember, God has you in His hands. Pray for Mother Earth. And take care of our bees. I've been looking everywhere for bees. I did see a bumblebee yesterday on this one little flower at my sister's yard. It was a big old bumblebee on this little bitty flower. They're so desperate. We need to keep flowers blooming. Wildflowers in our fields and the sides of our roads. We need to keep these honeybees alive. Without them, where would we be? Continue on. Take care of yourselves. Remember, you are special. And the folks who know you love you. And if they don't know you, how could they ever love you and know what a lovely person you are? Spread your joy because you are loved and you project love. Love is scary. Love hurts. And we all are living proof of that. And we're afraid to love and spread joy. We're afraid that someone will reflect us. You know, it's almost like being slapped in the face, like going down the street smiling. Things change it. We'll adapt. And I'll talk to you again. I'm sorry the video's so long today. I don't know how to chop them up. You know, so I just talk and hope that you're watching. And if you have anybody that wants to subscribe, I would love that very much, to meet new people, see what they're doing. And I just love you all. Thanks for being there. This is Visit Mema in Arkansas. And I'm going to have my coffee again. Thanks for dropping by. And I hope you have your little kitty cats and your little pets around you. And the sun's shining. It is here. And it's 68 degrees outside here in Arkansas. Bye-bye. What is that? Adios. Bye-bye, everybody.